Hello, I'm back. Let's talk about one of my favorite things today, but to do that, we have to take it back to the early 2010s. So like 2009-ish, there was this guy Bill and another guy named Peter from the company Blip Toys that were looking for a way to compete with the toy giants of the world at the time, which were Hasbro,
Transformers Power Bots are ready for battle,
and Mattel.
That's so Barbie!
What was it, national sales director at Hasbro for a while. You worked with some of the big toy giants. I mean, how did you translate that into starting up your own small business?
I've always been a frustrated product developer and designer, so I came up through the sales rank, but always loved innovation, loved something new, and then just really started tinkering.
In their research to find something that would blow these companies out of the water, they discovered that Japan had long-term success since the 60s with a vending machine type of toy, or gachapan. This type of toy was pretty much non-existent in the American market, so with that inspiration, they decided to release in early 2010 Squinkies. That's right, folks, we're talking about the rise and fall and the weird roller coaster that is the history of Squinkies today. Now, what are Squinkies for those of you out there who didn't have the pleasure of growing up with them? Well, let me tell you. Squinkies are these teeny tiny squishy characters, that came in a variety of color schemes and were packed in cute little plastic balls. They were very inexpensive at the time, which only increased their popularity and helped their collectible nature. That's right, I said popularity because Squinkies ended up being a massive success.
The reason I know about you, because I don't have kids, is Google Trends over Thanksgiving was just ablaze. You were the most searched toy on Black Friday. You had really tight supply.
You could buy gumball machines that would store and dispense your little Squinkies in their little plastic balls. You could also get toys and jewelry that you could stick the Squinkies on using the little holes that they all have in the bottom of them. I never had any of the jewelry sets, but if somebody wanted to propose to me with the bride-to-be surprise set, listen. Listen, they even released full playsets like the Adventure Mall. If I had known that had existed when I was a child, I would have asked Santa every year for that damn thing. Look, it's a freaking Ferris wheel. By the end of their first year, they had made it onto the Toys R Us Top 15 Hot Holiday Toys of 2010. And they were up there with some really popular toys at the time, like Calico Critters, Pillow Pets, and
something killer, something fierce. Now we're fierce.
Monster High. I used the Wayback Machine a lot during the research of this project just because I wanted to see what the Squinkies website looked like over the years. The Wayback Machine shows you when the website was active, and Squinkies makes sense that the website would be the most active from 2010 and then to today. However, if you look further back, it had some activity during 2003 to about 2005. Why? Well, let me tell you. Squinkies used to be a band. A cover band that covered the best songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I think the band disbanded, and then by the time Blip Toys were creating this toy, they needed a website, they saw the domain was taken, and they bought it from the band. Honestly, I don't really know. But in case you're wondering, here's their set list just so you can get a good idea of what you're in for.
Have you ever had a dream
in 2011 that's coming over from America? It's never ever been seen in the UK before, so this is a guaranteed exclusive. And something new for the ladies, it's Squinkies.
Riding the hot holiday toy high into the new year, Zinkies, Big Inkies, and Squinkies with hair called Squinky Doos were introduced. Zinkies being itty bitty, teeny weeny versions of Squinkies. Big Inkies being the bigger versions of little Squinkies. I never had any of these because I thought they were stupid. I didn't really want a giant Batman. Although now I kind of do. Speaking of, they did do licensed collabs.
I have SpongeBob SquarePants Squinkies.
And we've just found out that there's also Disney Princess Squinkies for the ladies to collect as well.
I bet the Spider-Man fans and the Thor fans, Captain America, I bet all those kids want them too. So we launched 4, and then we did Marvel, also did Toy Story, Cars, Hot Wheels, all sorts of different things. And then new for spring will be WWE, SpongeBob, and Power Rangers.
Thus introducing Squinkies into the boy toy market.
military, space lines, robot.
Then on February 13th, 2011, just 2 days after my 9th birthday, the Squinkies Cupcake Surprise Bake Shop won Girl Toy of the Year, beating out the Justin Bieber music video collection singing figures and the fucking Barbie doll with a video camera in her chest.
How do you pick up, girl? Barbie Video Girl is a real working video camera.
We are now in April of 2011, where Nintendo released the Squinkies Surprise Inside game on DS, followed by Squinkies 2 Adventure Mall Surprise in October of that year. Right, so I didn't grow up with either of the video games, nor did I know they even existed until I was scrolling Mercari one day a couple months ago and came across them, and you know I bought them just to see what they were about. Let's start with the first one, Squinky Surprise Inside. You play as a Princess Squinky and you go through 4 different maps and try to rescue the Squinkies on the map by playing different mini games and also avoiding the turtle Squinkies because apparently they're evil. Anyways, yeah, that's the entire game. Let's talk about the second one. Squinkies Surprise Inside 2 Adventure Mall Surprise. It's definitely more fun and more interesting, but it's a similar concept as the first one. You go around different locations in the mall this time and rescue the Squinkies that are on the platforms. Yeah, I'm not gonna critique these super hard because they are kids games. I'm just happy to own them, to add it to my Squinkies collection. Props to Blip Toys for getting their toy turned into a video game by none other than Nintendo. It can only really be uphill from here, right?
If you didn't get these last year, you better buy them now.
By the end of 2011, almost a year after being named one of the top toys of the year, Squinkies were out of production.
You better buy them now.
Now, I can't find any concrete evidence of why, except that people weren't interested anymore, and parents also started seeing them as a choking hazard, so it makes sense. And with the sudden end of Squinkies comes the beginning of my teen years. Do you remember this?
What was it? National sales director at Hasbro for a while. You worked with some of the big toy giants.
Good job. So, as I was editing this video, a memory resurfaced of my little brother's 8th birthday. Oh my god, that's so crazy. As I was getting into Squinkies, he was getting into Star Wars fighter pods. Isn't that amazing that after all of those licensed collabs, Blip Toys was finally able to put out a Star Wars one? That is so... What the fuck is that?
There's an epic new way to battle. Jedi versus Sith. Good versus evil. Build your army. Fire your pod.
So, you're telling me that in 2012, a year after Squinkies were wiped from the face of the earth, Hasbro put out their own capsule toy? A little too similar to Squinkies, by the way, from the little plastic balls down to the little buttholes. Coincidence? I think not! I will say, they definitely weren't as squishy as Squinkies were, but still, just a little fishy. I don't know, I just thought I would share that. You can get back to the video now. I was 8 when Squinkies were introduced, and I have adored them pretty much since then. The first Squinkies I ever got was a 3-pack of Squinky Doos, the ones with hair.
Monkey has a new hairdo.
Not long after that, I got my first bubble machine, which was the Tea Time Surprise playset. Pretty quickly after that, I got my second and only other bubble machine, which was the Rockstar Stage playset. Sadly, I do not have any of these anymore. I think I sold them in a garage sale a long time ago. But now I kind of want to bubble machine again. Specifically the one from the Cars 2 collab. Let me pull it up. I need to see his face again. Where are you, you little bugger? He's so cute! Look at that face! I love him so much. I do have some Cars Squinkies, and I remember wanting this guy so bad, like the Squinky form of him, but he's unfortunately one of the rare ones. Anyways, I was gifted Squinkies for my birthdays. I remember getting one of my first licensed sets at one of those birthdays, which was the Hello Kitty one. I had the Disney Princess Squinkies, random Disney like Nemo and whatnot, and 3, count them 3, Zinky sets, much to my mother's chagrin. She was trying to keep me from getting Zinkies when I was a child because she thought I would absolutely choke and die on those. This routine went on for a couple years until... on a random day in 2016, picture this. 14-year-old me, I was thoroughly enjoying my butter pita watching TV until whatever I was watching cut to commercial. What was the commercial for, you ask? Motherfucking Squinkies. They were back, baby! And you bet your ass I told my mom as soon as she came home from work. However, before we get too excited, they weren't the Squinkies that we know and love. Something was off, something was amiss. Squinky Dewdrops and Dewdrop Glows were introduced.
Squinkies, Dewdrops. Discover a world of dress-up fun, adorable dewdrops for everyone. Who a causing ocean commotion. Light them up with your magic ring.
These were sort of like the originals, except they were slightly bigger, had more detailed eyes, and each pack came with a couple wigs and hats for your Squinkies to wear.
Gator swagger in top hat.
Which is cute, don't get me wrong, but cute isn't enough when your fans realize that you changed the formula. I took this very seriously. I read review after review from OG Squinky fans bashing Dewdrops for not being as squishy squashy as they used to be. Allegedly, they had made the Squinkies harder in order to get the accessories on the Squinky and to stay on the Squinky. Allegedly. I have never owned a Squinky Dewdrop, and I'm thinking about getting some just for this video. Just to see. I've always actually wondered over these years. And I just noticed in doing research for this video that they did away with the little plastic balls. Tell that to the Cars 2 machine's face. You monsters. Fans were outraged, I was outraged, and they flopped. Wop wop. But no matter how harsh the OG fans were, Blip Toys listened. Not too long after the scandal of a century for young me, Blip Toys released a 26-pack of Squinkies originals, complete with the original character molds and the same squishy squashy fun that we know and love. And the little plastic balls. Squinkies were back. We finally did it. I was over the moon. It was everything I'd ever wanted. But the damage from Dewdrops was unfortunately done, and their joyful return was gone once again. We're partially winging this part. Fast forward to 2023. I was celebrating my 21st birthday while watching Rihanna in the living room. I got to open the Brave Squinky pack. That pack was insanely expensive ever since its release, because it was kind of released right before they went under, so people really upselled that shit on eBay, and I was absolutely gobsmacked that I was holding it. And then Christmas that year came around, and I had learned that they were back again, but only producing the Squinkies Originals line. My older brother had bought me a pack, and I still have it. I haven't opened it yet. One sec. Right here, Squinkies Originals, released by Blip Toys in 2023. They are still back. You can get them at some Targets. You can also get them on Amazon. I've stopped buying the new Squinkies just because I have a lot of the original Squinkies from when they were first around. But in making this video, it kind of reminded me of my love for Squinkies, and I, through the Wayback Machine, was able to get almost every single copy of the collector's books that they had put out over the years, that you could tally which ones you had and which ones you wanted. And it's been really fun to see, what other sets were out there that I never even knew about. I have made a list of things that I would really like. Cars 2, Bubble Machine, please. Part of the Hello Kitty line, there is a collection that I think is the cutest thing I've ever seen, which is the Hello Kitty Fruit collection. You can't look at orange Hello Kitty and tell me she is not freaking adorable. And you could put her on a little pie. I love it. That's all for the history part, but do you maybe want to see some of my Squinkies unboxing maybe? Let's do an unboxing! I filmed the first part of this video a year ago, which means I've had a birthday! Ah! He's pretty stinking cute. His wheels actually turn. He's got 2 little racetracks going around the sides, so if you put Squinky balls here and here and press these buttons, they'll race down the track. He is missing his fender / the top of his head, but he's still cute. I still love him. As you can see, I've already started filling it with my favorite Squinkies, but they don't all fit in this, so I had to get another one. Let's see this together. It's Hello Kitty! I was just sitting here trying to figure out how to open her head to put the balls in. Her bow piece pops open. Hold on. This next thing we're gonna unbox is something that I already showed you earlier in the video, the Squinkies Original Pack from 2023. I think the one I want the most are the cowgirl horses. Rapid fire here. Blue dog, green elephant. This one's nice. I like the little seahorses. Cat. Sea lion thing. Another blue dog. Green pig. I like the little pink nose. That's cute. A zebra! And now we're down to the mystery ones. Please be a horse. One of you. I'm never gonna beat the horse girl allegations from my boyfriend. Fog. It's the giraffe in purple. I have this one already. Nice one. Let's see. Please be a horse. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I was not expecting that. Holy shit. Oh, Alright, it's time to get serious. We've unboxed all the fun things, we got the horse, but there is still one thing I have to do before I end this video. I have to see if the allegations I read when I was a teenager were correct. And with that being said, let's get into it. Ew! They all have holes in the back of their heads. You see that? Is that because of the hats? You see that? Squish. Squishy. It's not that they weren't as squishy, they're just straight up not squishy. Well, that sucks. Hey, at least we got Tortuga Tim. Let's see what we got. Penelope, Billy Beardsley, Wootsy Who, Mitzi Mittens, Marley Chirp, Go-Gorilla, Zelly Zebra, Little Humphrey! Oh my god! That's all the ones you could see in the package. Now let's get into the mystery things. What is it? Aw, little bunny rabbit. Flopsy Fran. Who is it? Oh, Benny Biscuit. Well, those are the drops. Let's check out the hats.
Hello, princess.
I think my final verdict with Dewdrops is nay. I hate the holes in the back of their head. They're not squishy at all. A lot of the dews didn't fit right on any of them and just covered their eyes. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with Squinkies, the classic ones. Keep collecting those because why not? But we're not gonna end on a sour note here. So I present to you Tortuga Rick.
Coral! Stop acting like you know the way ahead, like you know the rules. There are no rules, man. We're lost.
That's this video. I really just wanted to get on here and talk about something that I like. The world is dark and hard right now. It's fun to be nostalgic, and I wanted to share my love of Squinkies with the world. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in another video another time eventually. Bye bye.
Easy there, girl.